The director of the Paul Simon Public Policy Institute at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale says American involvement in the protests could make things worse. Brianna Harris is live in the studio now with more details.
Well, Jeff, John Shaw says the situation in Iran is chaotic and dangerous, and he says any U.S. response would likely target Iranian military forces rather than putting troops on the ground. Now, Shaw says the unrest in Iran began over high inflation and economic hardships, but has grown into a broader movement demanding political change. He says the United States should be modest about its influence, adding that protesters are focused on improving life for themselves. Shaw says inserting American forces could be very dangerous, and it's not even clear if it would help the protesters.
I think Americans should be very, very concerned about very active involvement by the United States at this point, because this is an issue that the Iranians are going to have to sort out. And it's going to be difficult. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be bloody. But I think the United States' ability to influence events is limited, certainly at this point.
Shaw says Americans should be concerned about being drawn into yet another conflict. He says the U.S. will likely remain cautious while the protests continue across Iran. Live in the studio, Brianna Harris, Heartland News.